welcome to new knitting podcast on my channel. My name is Maike and I'm coming to you from Germany. Today it's gray outside and that is perfect for making a video because I have a big window on the right side here, and when the sun is shining it's too much light for this kind of creativity. Okay. For making a video. But on the other hand, I don't like this gray season. I don't like this short days and it's almost gray outside. We have no snow. The snow could make it a little bit brighter, but no, we haven't. But in a few days, today is December the 18th, in a few days it's changing. It's the shortest day of the year and then it's changing and the days will become longer again, and yay, that's for me the best. Okay, now back to knitting. I have some updates today. In the previous video I talked about making a video about my crochet stuff, but I can make this also in the end of the year because I have knitted more than I expected. I will show you this soon, but before this I can show you these two little figures you have seen in the thumbnail. These two. They are not new, but from the last year, the same time, in December 2023, I made this little Gnomes, and it's a little story behind this. I subscribed to a podcast channel from Kiko. Kiko has school for knitting, I think, because the German channel, she has two channels, a German channel and an English channel, and the German one is called Kiko's Strickschule, what means knitting school, and the English is called Kiko's podcast, only Kiko's podcast. Okay, and she makes weekly videos, updates from all her knitting stuff and crochet stuff, and she shows us a lot of gnomes. She always is making these little figures because she liked it very much. And sometimes when I saw this, I thought, wow, I also like these figures, but I hesitated to make one because it's not so really difficult to make. But yeah, I have made some figures in crochet, but never knitted these little figures. So last year in December there was a new pattern, and it's by a well-known designer called Sarah Schira. She came from Canada and she made every December a mystery knit along for gnomes. And as I learned by Stephen West to like this mystery knit alongs, I thought, okay, now I can start this in this part of the year and try to make a gnome for myself. And yeah, and it was the same as other mystery knit alongs. You didn't know before what it looks like. You get clues once a week, I think, also, and for 4 weeks in December, the whole December. And then it started, and I started the first. Normally it's only Normally it's only one gnome, but making this mystery knit along, we can see that it was quite fast. The first was finished, and so we noticed that this time it would be a second one there. And as it started with this hat, and for me it was a little disappointing because the gnomes have these big and long hats In German we call this Zipfelmütze. I don't know, I think in English it's called pointer hat or something like that. I read this. I read this, I think. Okay, but when we started and we had this hat, I was a little bit disappointed because that is not the gnome I wanted to see. I wanted to knit, but then it was finished. This was the first figure, and we saw it is a little snowman and with snowflakes and so on, and this yes, this special arms. And okay, and then the next one started, but unfortunately we had to make another hat in this way. And yeah, this was the gnome. Oh, I forgot, had he a name? I think he has a name. I forgot it. This is a typical Sarah Schira gnome. He had arms and a body, and not the head I wanted to see, but this one. And there was a story behind this. So in the story, she told us that this gnome wanted to be like the snowman. He imitated him. So in this mystery knit along, I had made 2 gnomes, but they both were not the way I expected it. And I was a little bit sad, so to say. But as I had described to the newsletter of Sarah Schira, a few months later, I think it was March or April this year, she came to us with a new pattern. And this time it was not a mystery knit along or something like that. It was only a gnome pattern. And I saw the pic and I thought, yeah, this one is the gnome I wanted to make, because he has this hat for me, gnomes have to have. That's right. Oh, I apologize when I sometimes struggled with my words. Sometimes it's not so easy. Okay, and this is the gnome, for me the best. I had to make this and I like it so very much. He's called Gnando the Magnificent, and I made this all from stash, from wool from my stash. He had a stick here and 2 arms. She made it only with 1 arm because the other one is under this cape, but I don't like this. This one has to have. Also this one has to have 2 arms. And I made a little modification because the beard in the pattern is always knitted. I don't like this knitted beards because they don't look really like a beard. Of course, you'd see this would be, but I thought I like to make this in this fluffy way. So he's nice, isn't he? Yes, I really, really, really like this Gnando Magnificent. Ooh. Okay, this is my gnome part. No. And now back to the current knitting. I have 2 finished objects, and the first is the sweater which I made as a Christmas gift for my son. That is this one here. It's finished very quickly. I never thought that it would be such a quick knitting. So it's this simple Raglan sweater, simple Raglan basic sweater, I think is the name, by Joji Locatelli. Nothing special, almost Raglan top down knitted. Ooh. It's hard to see. No, I think yes. This is the size extra large, and I used the needle size 3.75 millimeters, needle size 3.75 millimeters, and yes, I like it very much. It's also soft. It's not the softest wool. I used, as I showed before, the Lana Grossa. Okay, I'm one time to see. Lana Grossa Alpina Landhauswolle. It's 80% wool and 20% polyamide. And you can wash it in the machine. Wow. Okay. And yeah, that's all to say, I think. That is the sweater, the Raglan sweater for my son. And then I have finished my socks. I showed you the first one, and now I have a second one. This very simple stockinette socks, normally called vanilla socks. There's only the pattern from the yarn, a little bit stripy. I think it's very nice. I made a ribbing, then a little bit of stockinette and a shadow wrap heel and a band too. Oh, how is called that? I think there's a name for the decreases in this way on this end, but unfortunately it's not in my mind. I didn't remember it. Okay, but you can see this and maybe you make the same. I don't know where I have the label of this yarn. I have the same yarn in another color, and the colors are just numbers. This is 05, and I don't know which this color is called, the number. I don't know the number of this color, but it is the Edelweiss print yarn from Kremke Soul Wool. Kremke Soul Wool is well known, I think. It's they have a lot of yarn, and this is made in Italy, and it's normal sock yarn, 100 grams with 420 meters, and it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. So normal sock wool. And okay, this is another color. Maybe I make also socks with this color, or maybe another piece. I don't know. These are my socks, and these are my second finished object. And now I have a new work in progress, but it's nearly finished. And as I saw that this basic sweater for my son was such a quick knit, I decided to make the same sweater for his partner. That was a spontaneous idea, and so I had to order wool, but it was delivered very fast, so I had no problem to start this sweater when I have finished the other one. And this is, oops, it is a completely other wool. That is really a new experience to see how the same pattern can be knitted in different wool, and it looks the same. Of course, it looks not the same because it is another wool, but okay, I tried from the beginning. I started this sweater immediately as I finished the other one, and now it's nearly finished. Yesterday I finished the body. I only have to make the ribbing on the body, and then it's finished again. And yes, it is. This one is in size large because she is also very tall, nearly 180 centimeters in height, and so it has to be a longer one. Okay, and there's one part of this knitting. This is a wool, and I think it's a very nice color. This is BC Garn Loc Clement. I will show it. I think it's to see. It's 100% organic wool, And the very, very interesting thing is that we have 50 grams with 150 meters. That is nearly fingering weight yarn, but it is very fluffy, so that I can use very, very fluffy yarn, that I can use the same needle size as I used for the other sweater. I used for this sweater a 4mm needle size. And the funny thing is that I have in the sweater for my son 100 grams with 210 meters length, and we have here 50 grams with 150 meter length. That means this sweater is in weight maybe the half of the sweater of my son. And yes, that's very, very funny, I think. The same pattern, nearly the same needle size, but a really different kind of yarn. And the other thing is, this is the original strand. I have just some yarn too much, but nothing bad. We can do some other things. At first I caked up the yarn and made a swatch to see how I can use it. And making this swatch, I noticed that it's not so good to knit. It's very hard, I would say, and it hurts on the fingers. And I remembered the time when I used Holst yarn, for example. There have some rests in the yarn of the production, like spinning oil or something like that, and that makes the yarn very not so good to handle, not so good to knit, and not so good to knit with. And at that moment I decided what I have never done before. I decided to wash all the yarn before I use it. So I thought it would better to knit and will not hurt my fingers so much. I washed all the strands before I used it, without this, and this also not, because I noticed that I only would that I not would have to use all what I have bought. Okay, long story short, I washed all the skeins of this yarn which I needed, which I think I needed, and it was way more comfortable for me to knit with this after washing. And so this also was a very quick knit, and it is also ready for Christmas, I think. No, not I think. I think it will be ready. I think it will be finished tomorrow. Then I had to block it again, and yeah, 2 sweaters for Christmas. Okay, that's all about my knitting, but I have a sneak peek to the Hiberknit Along, which started on December 26th. Look at these. For the first time I bought a kit by Stephen and Penelope, which is the shop in Amsterdam from Stephen West. And it is nice because there are some goodies also inside. First of all, I had to look what the name is. Glowhair Frost Shawl. Wow. There's also a printed pattern. Wow, that is nice. We also got a code for the digital pattern to download, and yes, but we have also a printed one. That is very nice because I print out all my patterns. It's for me easier to make notices, and yes. and it's called Glowhair Frost Shawl. The Hiberknit Along by Stephen West, 2024 and 25, because it's going until January. If I want, I can start now, but it's all things are so very time is running so fast, and I want to start this project with in a calm moment, so to say, when all these festive things are over, then to sit and knit a new wonderful project. And yes, and in the package there was also a waffle. It's also in English, waffles? Yes. A waffle. Yes, that was a little goodie. And also there was a cup, so we can make our tea or whatever, Hiberknit, in this little cup, and it's unbreakable. Lovely. And also some tags for wool. This is also a goodie. You can knit and then you can give this little tag. Oh, false. Handmade from wool. Hand washed, yeah, very nice. And then this is my wool. I choose the blue-green. There are other kinds of colors, of course. And I choose to buy a kit this time because it's the same wool as I used in my Go-Go Dynamo from Life in the Long Grass, and I was so happy with this wool. It was such a good knitting and so comfortable and so nice, and I liked it very much. And now we have this. Moment, please. Okay, we have these 3 colors. It's also a fading, I think, something like that. Oh, I like it. I also need now another color. I have this red and yellow and pink and all this for. I like these colors. I like it very much, and I made a lot of knittings with my favorite pink and pink colors and this way. And but then I also need a change, and I also like blue and green in this combination. And there are also 3 mohair, dark mohair, that's green, yes. This is Stephen West's Glowhair. This is a mohair. This is a mixture of mohair and silk, and this color is called Norway. And then we have this color. It is called brackish. Okay. And then we have this color, and this is called aquamarine. And I think these are very nice, very nice. And in combination with this, I had to show, yes, this color is called spruce. Can we see this? I don't know. And it's 100% merino wool. This is 100% merino wool. This is the color spruce. Then we have the color shiver. Is it called shiver? Shiver or shiver? I don't know. I don't know. And this is cracked eyes. Wow, I like it very much. Cracked eyes. So this is my Hiberknit along. This is all what I have to show you for this time, and I hope you liked it, and I hope I can see you also in my next video. And for now, bye bye. I only have to make the ribbing. Oh, I'm talking nonsense, yeah. Oh, I see the sun. What happened? The sky is gray and I see the sun. Woohoo! That's unusual. There's gray and the sun came from there. Okay. Nice to see the sun. Very nice.